Good afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our webinar for international investors and decision makers. My pleasure is to give you some facts and data before the core discussion, during which our experts will take you to their hands-on experience in Poland. Let's take a moment to look at how the world sees us, how the world sees our country. Did you know that Poland was ranked in the top 10 for the FDI projects in Europe last year? We were also ranked 20th if there goes about how it is easy to make a business here. We were also awarded for high quality infrastructure as well as for our exquisite talent pool. Why Poland? Well, the answer is simple and very complex. We have great location. We are well educated. We are cost effective. It is easy to do business here. We have high quality infrastructure and space, as well as stable economics and political environment. Let's think about Poland's location for a moment. We are right at the crossroads of Europe. Imagine trying to expand a business where you can easily reach markets from Western to Eastern Europe in just a matter of hours. We have seen countless companies choose Poland because it simplifies their logistics and supply chain. We offer cross-border trade potential due to our ties with Germany, Czech Republic, France, UK, which are all within easy reach due to well-developed transport infrastructure. We are also gateway to Eastern Europe, to the emerging markets in the region, such as Ukraine, Belarus, and the Baltic states. Poland is often called the IT powerhouse of Europe. Not only we have a massive pool of well-educated workers, but our engineers, tech experts, they are making breakthroughs in fields like AI and cybersecurity. Think of us as a hidden gem in Europe's tech scene. Poland boasts one of the largest workforces in Europe, with over 16 million people employed in the labor market. We offer various tax reliefs for investments in R&D, for example, for innovation and renewable energy, as well as special economic zones, with great conditions for investors, such as tax exemptions and grants, which can be pretty big. Poland reflects its investors-friendly regulations by streamlined administrative processes and strong protection of minority investor rights. Our government has introduced numerous reforms to support businesses, including simplified procedures for taxation and digital platforms for the declarations. We also have over 4,000 kilometers of highways, 16 international airports. We allow seamless transportation of goods and easy access to global markets. Poland has to offer great modern office spaces, with Warsaw and Krakow leading the way. We offer 10 million square meters of prime office space catering to the needs of multinational corporations and startups. If there goes about stability, Poland has one of the most stable economies in the European Union, showing consistent GDP growth for over 2 decades. Even during global economic slowdowns, Poland has maintained a resilient economy, largely due to its diversified industries and strong domestic market. Does it bring benefits to the companies? Let's have a look at some examples. Google. Well, setup of Google is largest European cloud engineering center right here in Warsaw. We are about 230 kilometers from the geographical center of Europe. Exactly. Well, not only our central location was the key point of decision, but first of all, the incredible tech talent we have here in Poland. Next example is Mercedes, who they chose Poland for their electric battery plant, investing over 300 million euro. Amazon. Amazon has made Poland a key hub for its European logistics and distribution network. Fulfillment center in Kolbaskowo near Szczecin is most technologically advanced logistic hub in Europe. The facility alone spans over 22 football fields, so it's quite huge and impressive. It's impressive feat of engineering and logistics. There are now over 200 R&D centers operating in the country. They were established by some of the world's largest corporations. The domains of ours are automotive, biotechnology, information technology. Samsung and LG have set up major R&D centers in Poland, employing thousands of engineers and researchers. They are actually driving global innovation from right here in Poland. Our strength is diversity, diversity also of cities. People sometimes think of Poland as just Warsaw. But I always tell the investors, don't overlook cities like Krakow, Poznań, or Łódź. They offer world-class infrastructure and talent. We have researched greatest destinations from north to south of Poland, from east to west, taking under consideration the crucial criteria that investors have actually inquired with us. So where is this excellent Poland going? What is driving us? Let's have a look. Workforce, yeah. Let's start with skilled talent in the region. And it is not just about the quantity. It is about quality. Polish universities are producing world-class engineers and tech specialists who are driving innovation across Europe. In fact, Poland ranks among the top countries in Europe when it comes to the quality of math and science education, according to the OECD or PISA rankings. This makes us an excellent choice for investors who are looking for skills at competitive costs. We are seeing explosive growth in AI, with over 200 companies specializing in artificial intelligence and machine learning. Let's think about this. If your company needs IT professionals, cybersecurity experts, or data scientists, well, Poland offers it all. Companies that invest in research can benefit from R&D tax credits that cover up to 200 eligible costs. So Poland is also leading the way in fintech innovations, and our transactions, cashless payments, are expected to be 80% virtual in 2025 already. So how do you think? Why to invest in Poland? Well, Poland is more than just a promising market. It's a stable, strategically located and highly innovative economy that is ready to support your business. So if you're ready to explore the next steps, here you can see the code to our BEAS. We had a short discussion with Zuzanna, who will take over in a moment. Well, BEAS is an English name, Business Environment Assessment Study. But basically, we will use a little bit Polish name for it, which is BEAS. It is a report that we create with Cushman and Wakefield. We've been doing that for years. So we can have a look because we provide deep insights into key markets and cities across entire Poland. And these data are designed to help you make informed investment decisions and maximize your return. And in a moment, in 2 minutes exactly, I will invite you to listen and participate in panel discussion with our excellent experts. Please ask questions. It's a great opportunity because they will talk about Poland. Why is it a prime destination for your investment? So in 2 minutes, you will welcome Zuzanna Krech, Associate Regional Head of Central Poland at Cushman and Wakefield, hosting excellent guests. See you in 2 minutes. Thank you very much.
Hello and welcome. My name is Zuzanna Krech and I'm the regional head at Cushman and Wakefield. I've been engaged in the BEAS project since its very beginning, so personally it's a very important initiative for me. But okay, let me introduce you our experts who will dive into the topic: is Poland the next big destination for all size investors? Our first speaker, Piotr Usarkiewicz, country director at Dar al-Handasah. Our second speaker, Dobrawa Gawęcka, managing director at JP Morgan. And our third speaker, Rafał Szczap, managing partner, Ockham. Okay, let's start. Poland has been gaining attention from international investors over last decade. I remember that one of my clients once said that what is unique in Poland is the structure of the country. So there are a few other options outside Warsaw, strong regional cities that can also be considered as a very nice business locations. But what are, in your opinion, Piotr, Dobrawa, Rafał, the key factors that that distinguish Poland from other CE countries as a place to invest?
Well, I think the case is about the policy. I mean, the policy and the politics. I mean, the attitude from the power, from politicians. Well, because it is always them who decide whether it is here convenient and comfortable to invest money or not. But definitely, Poland is a perfect place for investments due to the fact that it is located in the heart of Central and Eastern Europe. Our development, which has been done for a couple of years, mainly transportation. And I would like to say a couple of words about, well, my favorite Solidarity Transportation Hub, which is going to be a real hub for development of the whole country. So, in my opinion, the location will be the main factor regarding investments, because we must remember that from north to the south, there is going to be a Rail Baltica and Via Carpathia, rail and road, as well as aviation is being developed rapidly recently. So it is perfect place to locate the money from private sector, because, well, we must divide investments into private and state-owned companies. Of course, a lot of money is going to be invested from the state, but also we must put pressure on private investors. So, well, yeah, for the start, it is this is it, in my opinion.
Yeah, maybe just to add, I'll touch upon talent a little bit later in the panel discussion, but a lot was mentioned about infrastructure, and I think we need to stress it again, how good infrastructure is in Poland, and also something that I've noticed returning to Poland 5 years ago is the public transportation as well. People can move freely in cities, even small cities in Poland, using public transportation. So obviously this attracts a lot of younger folks as well, who attend universities and then stay here for jobs. We'll talk about universities a little bit later as well here in the panel.
If I may add one thing selected among all the others, I would say it's not only about the infrastructure and the talents pool, but I think it's about overall very entrepreneurial spirit among the people. It doesn't matter if we are sitting here in the city of Warsaw with beautiful landscapers beside us, where the big corporations are located in, but if you go, as Piotr mentioned, a bit more to the countryside, you will find the same entrepreneurial spirit among the people. This is the power which is making a difference on top of everything is developed here. I used to say to our international partners that you don't have to be worried about too many things in Poland. We survived 50 years of communism, so you have a granted results out of that.
Yeah, another item I'd like to mention is the quality of life in Poland. So, for folks who have lived abroad and saw, what life is about overseas or in other European countries, and then, seeing what Poland has to offer, I really have to say that the quality here is fantastic. Healthcare is accessible. The quality is good. The school systems are also very good. We already talked about transportation and infrastructure. It's safe. It's clean. And again, the quality is high, in my opinion.
And the people are really willing to study. To become engineers. Well, because it is my favorite part of life, and now I know how hard it is to find good engineers all over the world. But this, what Rafał mentioned, the attitude, that people want to study and to do business in other cities. We'll speak about this later, perhaps. Is really significant. So this is a great advantage of Poland, that people, after the communist times, when we suffered from shortages at everything, now, young people who had never suffered from that, but in my opinion, they feel that absolutely different way of life is the right one. So the attitude of people, significant.
Okay, I will try to sum up so we can leave our whole guest with the nutshell. So we've got the political background, we've got strong focus on private sector, we've got high quality of life, but also the public transportation. We've got the spirit of people living in Poland, also the young folks, and we've got the willing to study.
And the location of the country itself.
Okay. And the location of the country. Okay, and now I would like to go into some more details. Piotr, you've been leading operations in Poland for one of the major logistics providers. So from this logistics and infrastructure perspective, how do you see the readiness for Poland to support the large-scale investments? And if you could tell us something more, what does it mean, the large-scale project?
Well, large-scale project is one which needs a lot of sources and resources. So a lot of people and a lot of money, definitely. So such one is my favorite project, what I mentioned, Solidarity Transportation Hub, called CPK, but also other wonderful places which are going to be built, for example, outer port in Gdynia, as well as multimodal terminals at our borders. Because, well, I still keep this location reason that Poland is a fantastic place for investment location, that it is in the heart of Central and Eastern Europe. So, for example, it is perfect place for the Chinese to reload their goods in very convenient places. So large scale is something which is counted into billions and not only Polish zlotys. So for sure it needs high engagement of companies, of designers, contractors, and investors. For example, such a place as airport is not only a land site. I mean, the landing place for airports. Yeah, it is the whole. It is the whole infrastructure. It is a town which is next to the airport. It is a lot of rail, roads, military component, a lot. So it means large scale. Large scale projects have also a huge impact on other branches. For example, airport with rail, with transportation on roads. But we cannot forget power sector. It is a huge sector which is going to be developed soon, because we must remember that, well, nowadays it is one of the most hot topics energy. And of course, we must remember about all those green ideas, etc. So it means where we produce power, I mean electricity. But first of all, we must remember who uses the electricity. And when we produce power in the north of Poland, for example, from nuclear power plant and offshore wind farms, we must send it, let's say, to the south of Poland, where the majority of investments are located. So for sure, we must develop transmission lines, and there are ideas of development, and Polish National Grid, called PSE, they have a huge investment plan to build new transmission lines. But what is essential is that we need, simply speaking, devices from abroad, because we don't produce them anymore in Poland. So for sure, we need foreign investors and foreign specialists. We are not able to do everything on our own, because some of investments, some of projects are so sophisticated and so new that, frankly speaking, we have had no such experience. So we must use the others.
So still the access to international markets.
Yes, so it is crucial, and what must be emphasized is our membership in European Union and NATO. So it is really important to be part of European Union, what allows us to develop more rapidly.
Okay, you told us a lot about the whole network. I think I can call it like that. And in that network, the really important part are the people. And from the beginning of our conversation, I heard each of you already at least once said something about the people, their attitude, etc. But now, Dobrawa, please tell us, what is the potential and how do you assess competencies in the financial sector in Poland, the sector that you represent today?
Sure. Yeah. So maybe I'll start off with very strong university pipelines that are present in Poland. So currently we have about 1.5 million students across Poland in various universities. Over 220,000 are in Warsaw. We have about 250,000 people who graduate from universities every year. About 50,000 of that is in Warsaw, about 30,000 is in Kraków and other cities that were mentioned here. So what I'm trying to say is that we have, first of all, junior talent who enters the workforce that is already hungry for knowledge, for to gain as much experience as they potentially can. Second of all, and it was mentioned earlier, is the diversity among students. So Poland attracts students from all over the world, and then folks who apply to roles in financial sector. There is plenty of nationalities, foreign languages spoken. It's the diversity of thought that is the strength of the workforce. Another item that is worth highlighting is, Poland. Even if you look around here, kind of out the window here, you see so many financial services and banks, multinational companies that are here. So the talent, people switch jobs, they apply, in one company, then they go to a different company. So the resources are there, and oftentimes, they're complementary to one another. So, I represent JP Morgan. We get a lot of talent from other financial companies here in the vicinity here, and vice versa. So I guess when speaking about competencies, another item is the innovative mindset of people that enter the workforce. I honestly have not seen this anywhere else, how innovative people are and how they want to streamline processes. They want to improve processes. They want to implement business intelligence tools to make the work easier so they can concentrate on a deeper analysis. One of the things obviously to mention here. Another thing that I would like to mention is that, people are looking for even for complexity here in the financial sector. People would like to do things that are difficult. We mentioned the math and statistics students that are very strong here in Poland. And so if there are processes that are complex, financial modeling, financial engineering, Poland is absolutely a place to be.
Piotr, would you like to add something? Because
Well,
you
speaking-
mentioned before
yes. Speaking regarding people, it is a bit different among engineers. So it is quite hard to find good engineers. But once you find them, you know that you may rely on them absolutely, because it is Polish old school of engineers. For example, in my company, we rely a lot on Polish engineers. We employ them quite many. There are a lot of very well-known all over the world consultants and designers and engineering companies, because Polish engineers, in my opinion, are one of the best in the world. Of course, nowadays people would prefer to study sociology or psychology rather than engineering, but due to the fact that this science, technology, engineering, and mathematics are really well-paid jobs, after graduation from sociology, they soon realize that it would be better to become engineer, and sometimes they start engineering classes at Warsaw University of Technology. So, of course, it is harder than it used to be to find good people, but the best are here, for sure. This is the reason that our engineers are mainly used in India and Cairo, not in Poland. Yeah, and it is not only about lower wages, which are here.
Thank you. And Rafał, one more question to you, because I saw that some of the statistics show Poland's productivity to be quite low compared to Western European countries or US. And do you think that dynamic development of new technologies, of R&D areas, huge AI implementations may increase the attractiveness of Poland in terms of new investments?
Thank you. So it's a bit tricky question, the last one for me. But we might look at that question from two different angles. So let me take a look on that, and then I will try to conclude. So from the pure data point of view, let's call the nearest one with conducting this research for more than 15 years. Polish productivity is growing constantly for the last 15 years, achieving the level of 76% last year. The data for this year will be announced later. So on the average of European productivity, Poland reached 76%. If we take it out Germany from that picture, we would be 81 on the average of European productivity. This is a top class result comparing to the other countries. Obviously, there is always a space of improvement. And you can always put more pressure or more tools to gain the productivity. But there are some limits. And the limits on that are shown on the other data coming, for example, from Eurostat. The latest deep research on that conducted in May 2024 shows that Polish nation is the second one most hard-working in Europe. According to the data, we spent 40.4 hours in the job per week. The only Greece can do more, 41. So if we look on these two elements, having hard-working nation with still space for gaining productivity, the optimization coming from the technology doesn't matter. AI, robotics, generative AI, high-level programming languages. That might be a perfect combination if we add to that the source of this entrepreneurial and very open, developed mindset of the people. What is missing? Money to boost that trend. This is why we are sitting here talking about foreign direct investments as well.
Okay, thank you. So that's what you said, people and money. That's
People
what
and
we
money,
need.
but well, money is not a problem at all, because well, money is so unreal, because money is numbers. Have you ever seen a number? So I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of money. People are essential.
What I heard now is that Poland is growing, and I'm really glad that you said that. And we are a diverse society with innovative mindset. This is great, Dobrawa, thank you. But still, we've got the representatives of old school, for example, engineers that represent Poland across the whole world. Yeah. Okay. Finally, looking ahead into next 5 to 10 years, what is your, Piotr, Dobrawa, Rafał, forecast for Poland as a, what is the role of Poland at the international investment stage?
In my opinion, leading, due to the fact that Western countries are a bit, let's say, investmentally frozen, and they don't develop the same as we do. Well, perhaps due to the fact that they are already developed much. But in my opinion, we are going to develop more and more in many different branches and fields. Of course, such things as AI and in general IT are essential, but well, of course, banks and accountants, but in my opinion, engineers are the most important, because accountants are only people who count the work we do. Dobrawa, I'm so sorry.
No offense taken. Sure. So yeah, just adding on to what Piotr said, I also agree strongly that Poland's role will continue to grow. And why? Because of the reputation that we have developed and we continue to enhance. I mean, looking at my own company, we grow organically. We grow because the answer to the question, how easy is it to work with Poland, is predominantly, it is very easy and it's a pleasure. So I think a lot of it is on us here in Poland to keep working hard and keep strengthening the reputation of a nation that is hardworking, curious. And by the way, there's in my opinion, there's nothing wrong with the old school way of thinking of Polish engineers. That I know they're very well respected in the world, and so that's great. So you know, Poland is entering into EU presidency now. Huge opportunity for us from that angle as well. Poland is a key NATO ally, so you know there is a lot of you know talk about what is really Poland's role here. So you know, again, I think that we have a super awesome opportunity here, and we should take advantage of it.
Yeah, thank you. Looking on that from the data point of view, because I like the data to start on with something. The latest report provided by Mr. Draghi, former European Commissioner leading now one of the financial institutions, shows that entire European region is lacking at the moment the investment at the level of 860 billion euro. Whereas the majority of that gap is coming from the Central European countries. So I would say that from the pure estimated point of view, this investment will come because the money needs to find a place to be pointed out. The only little question is about the overall geopolitical situation, how fast and how strong this money could be transferred. And I'm a bit less positive about the further development of pure IT technologies here, because the current distance between IT development overall, even in terms of deep R&D researches, versus the traditional economy, like infrastructure you mentioned, like power you mentioned, is that big now that this gap will be closed first, then more and more investment on the pure IT R&D in this country. So infrastructure, power, more than welcome.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Thank you once again for joining our webinar. Okay, there is additional guests from the beginning of our webinar.
It's nice to see how you beautifully can disagree. It was a great discussion. Thank you very much for it. And it inspired some of our listeners. So I would like to read a few questions that we have received during your discussion. Inspiring. Question number 1. Do you think that Poland can be regarded as a credible investment destination if some of its social groups, like farmers, can easily block roads and disregard the rules of the European Union on the territory of Poland? Shall we expect that Poles would be blocking borders with Germany and Czech Republic after regular blocking of border with Ukraine and sometimes with Slovak Republic? Do you believe such approach fosters investments in Poland? Is any of you willing to address this concerned
and complex question?
Yes.
The funny answer might be that only for the summer, when the agricultural fields shall be empty. But seriously speaking, this might be affected for any European country because of the European Union general policies. So it's not the subject of the border between Czech or Germany, but it might be the subject between the Belgium and France as well. And it's agreed on the directional way of the policies in Brussels, which we are following as a general recommendations. So I believe that it won't happen because of that changed European general policy regarding the agriculture.
It is not a problem at all, in my opinion. And farmers, they must protest. Well, because protests are essential for development of the whole economy. Without protests, many years ago, we wouldn't be here in such a shape. We can see it outside. So I'm not afraid of it at all.
Yeah, so look, Poland is not the only country that we have protests, inspired by farmers. I mean, there's been protests in France and in Belgium and other countries. Sorry, those protests, I guess, they don't last. They are there to send a message, and just as Piotr said, it's always good to listen to the other side, right? And they have a right to protest. So again, I would not concentrate on that but what are they trying to say, and how quickly can we come to some sort of a resolution and common ground?
Great, thank you very much. I think it was a very complex answer, so I will go to the next one. When it comes to the workforce, as Ms. Dobrawa said, global competition for talent intensifying. What measures do you think Poland needs to implement to not only retain, but also attract highly skilled professionals from other countries? I think Piotr also mentioned that we need the support from abroad, yeah?
Yes, and what is very important, and it is the advantage of our country, is this is what Dobrawa mentioned: way of life and comfort of living here. So people, simply speaking, won't move to Poland. There are more and more foreigners who come here to live and work because they see it more comfortable than in other countries, and due to the fact that the winters are not as harsh as they used to be, it is better and better. So yes, in my opinion, more and more foreigners are going to come and to help develop our country.
Yeah, I'd like to mention that there's another trend worth highlighting. There's a significant amount of Polish nationals who lived abroad returning to Poland. I'm one of them. I spent 20 years in the US, and I just recently, 5 years ago, decided to come back to Poland. And I don't regret my decision. I think again, the quality of life is fantastic. It's close to other European cities. It's safe, clean, and I definitely see my future here as well. And this is what I'm hearing from other colleagues who have returned. And I see this among applicants who apply for roles within my company. I see folks who want to come back from the US, from the UK. A lot of people have come back as well. So something good must be happening here so that people want to relocate back.
So like your employer branding, that we have good country branding, not only for foreigners, but also for Polish people coming back with new experience. Okay. Would you like to add something, Rafał?
Thing which might be omitted, but it's growing a lot, and it's a great factor comparing it between the other countries in Asia or even in the North America. The social responsibility rate, because this person probably asked about one of the potential KPIs. So the social responsibility rate in Poland is growing double-digit every year. So this is a kind of factor which might be taken as the basis for the further development, because we can go to many directions, but it's constantly growing. Double-digit growth is not that well noticed in the other worldwide countries.
You're right, that's impressive. And the question number 3, dear all, how do you see Poland's investment landscape evolving in the light of global shift towards digital transformation? Are there specific sectors in Poland that are better positioned to capitalize on this trend?
For sure. Power sector. Well, digitalization is helps a lot. Me myself as a consultant and designer, we implement, for example, digital twins. So you design one factory here, and you may implement it somewhere else in the world. For example, data centers, which are designed once and built several times in the world. So it is very money saving, and the optimization of also usage of resources is fantastic. So digitalization is one of essential and vital things we must follow.
And banking, Rafał?
Yeah, same trend in the financial industry. We lean more towards, as I mentioned earlier, process improvement, process streamlining, using business intelligence tools, right? So, and this is not just JP Morgan, but other financial institutions as well. So, absolutely, it has a bright future here.
I would add a bit distant flavor to that, because after 4 years after pandemia, everybody has its own toys at home, either cloud or digital something, doesn't matter, but the toys are there, processes are there, people are there, but the element which is giving a really substantial space for the further development is education of these people, because it's a different to have the knowledge about how to use the toys, and the difference about how to make people get aligned on the daily basis with these toys. I will give you a short example. One of our customers was considering the movement of a financial accounting BPO from Poland to farther east location. Let me say this way. Why? Because the main factor was based on the costs. We redeveloped that idea in the way that nobody within 200 plus something people working in the center will lose the job after applying all the AI or the business intelligence processes, all the toys needed for that stuff, because they find a way to reskill these people to train the model, not use the model. And this is a significant change. When you put this idea in people's mindset, the path for digital transformation is no roof.
Addressing these questions of our audience, and thank you for the discussion.
And hopefully we'll see during the next Business Environment Assessment Study edition.
With pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.